Well, it's the worst / best day of the week. It's Wednesday, worst day of the week for me, best day of the week for everybody else. Because it's Website Wednesday.
It is.
All right, so let me get a tab opened up here. By the way, I did a couple of things with that snackable.ai thing yesterday. That was kind of interesting.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, like I said, once you sort of get rid of the crutch words in your speech, it does a pretty good job of making a nice clip.
Yeah.
All right, so what are we doing today?
Makes me hungry.
I had two things that I was just looking at a little while ago. One was personal chefs. The other one was house cleaning services.
Cool. Both good.
I don't know which one. Pick one.
I don't get to pick.
Oh, John, pick one. Is your house messy, John?
I like the chef one. That'll
Okay,
be
personal
interesting
chef.
to see. Let's do personal chefs.
Personal chef. Yeah. Outsourcing, baby. That's
All right. Like always, we drop down to page 10 where no one's looking.
Yes.
And what do we got? Leave dinner to Letty, personal chef Annapolis.
Is that the last one? Which one were we looking at? Oh, we don't count down from page 10.
Well, I usually go to the halfway down, page 10.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, Letty.
Yeah.
Letty, make me spaghetti.
So you guys can see Letty's webpage? Wow.
Yes.
That is a lot of text.
There's a lot of text.
Tons of text. More pictures, less text. That's my first impression.
The pictures are all that.
Yeah, we're going to get to the pictures.
Yeah, we'll get it. Don't worry, John.
No, I know.
Oh, this is a.
I'm just noticing.
Like a news release or something.
That's interesting.
It's
a news. Oh, is it a?
Look, and there's another one called Mise en Place. That's really clever.
Mise en place.
Personal chef.
No, you have to pronounce the CE in French. It's Mise en Place. Okay. So first of all, excellent domain name and website name. Really like it. Assuming her name is Letty, it's great.
Yeah.
Right. And so let's see. Now, this is kind of nice because she's already figured out, or someone who's written for this on her behalf has figured out that rather than just informational, she's gone up a level to inspirational. So she's talking about the reader's positive future, right?
Yeah.
And most likely the reader is a mom, right? Bring your family back to the table. I mean, this is like straight up from a Mad Men episode, actually.
Where's Mr. Ham?
The couple of, and I don't know what this looks like on mobile, but a couple of problems was one, there's a lot of text, just a lot of text. Also, never start the first line of anything by saying what something is not.
Yeah.
Right. They did, whoever wrote this, the writer, let's call it the writer. The writer did so good of kicking this off with a positive future message, right? And it's, you could, in case anyone's watching this for the first time, the 3 levels of messaging that we look at here is level 1 is what nearly everybody does, everyone knows by default, which is informational, which is basically here's what here's who I am and what I do or what I sell or what I make or whatever, right? Level 2 switches to the reader. It's like, you could be better. You could be living in a positive future. And level 3, which you don't really see outside of a handful of verticals like travel, diet, beauty, fitness, exercise, whatever, is you could be new, like transformational. You could be a new person. But in this case, it's you can be better. Your meals could be better. Your nourishment could be better. Your experience eating could be better. That's what she's saying. And then she jumps right in and talks about like what it's not. And like, don't start with what it's not. People have trouble with that. Start off with something. I would have taken this. And this is the other thing. This is what's usually like so frustrating whenever we do these websites is if you read down far enough, someone has come up with a great line and they buried it. They've just buried it, and it's often maybe even as good as what a headline should be.
Speaking of burying, on mobile, like we say, the funny thing is that on mobile, Letty is cut off. So it's not a mobile responsive site. And in terms of burying the lead, Take Back Your Nights is way at the bottom underneath one of the photos.
That might explain why it's not ranking well.
Probably, yeah. And then, so we've got, this message, bring your family back to the dinner table. We've got Take Back Your Nights, which is really the same headline as bring your family back to the dinner table, right? And then, I'm not crazy about that.
It's so funny
that I'm not sure that is I guess it is a headline and not a caption, but that's fine. So basically, it's offering sort of a catering thing. If you're going to have a dinner party or something, she handles that for you. She's got a testimonial from a doctor, and then she's got pictures, and then her FAQ and so on. Now, I'm totally fine with the color scheme here, right? I don't usually talk about the graphics and stuff, but we do need to talk about the photos in this website because they're part of the message.
By the way, it's not a doctor. It's from Arnold, Maryland.
Oh, right. You're right. Yeah. Amanda in Arnold, Maryland. Okay.
In Arnold, Maryland. Okay.
Well, there you go.
There you go. Less about nutrition then. Okay. So first we've got like a lens flare here, which is sort of great for a casual picture. But if she wants to show her whole family, then a little bit of a filter around this would have gone a long way. And also, I wouldn't have shown this. Right? The very first image, I understand that it's important to Letty, I'm sure, to show that she's also a mom. She's sort of talking to mom. She's got her family in the picture. But I would have had her dressed as whatever she dresses as when she does the cooking at people's houses. Okay. Right. If she wears like a chef's jacket or something, she should be wearing that. That's behind like a gleaming counter or something. That's what I would have done. If she's got a client where they've got like a particularly beautiful kitchen or something, then I would have had that. This picture, I'm not saying get rid of it, but it should probably be moved down to the About Letty section or to the FAQ page, right? Secondly, and here's a problem, is the color scheme. Moving it inside the pictures makes the food look too green in the wrong way for food to be green.
Yeah.
Yeah, the backgrounds are off.
Like moldy or spoiled.
Right. Like a blue background
I don't know what it looks like as a compressed image being streamed out right now, but I can tell you on a Retina near 4K screen on a top-end MacBook Pro, it looks not appetizing.
Correct.
No. That's the first thing I noticed.
Well, it's interesting because, I would say in some ways, because I'm on our mobile, I actually think her Instagram is better.
Probably she doesn't do much business here. It's just sort of a way to get people to move over.
Because she's concise, very concise in her bio on Instagram. So she says, cooking for busy families, seniors, and those with dietary restrictions. Or let me create an unforgettable evening with friends and family in your home, and that's it. Right.
So that's nice. I like it.
Yeah. right? Most likely, like the Instagram was done after this one.
Yeah.
And
Without a
it
doubt.
sort of builds off the same messages, but boils it down.
Yeah. And
So
what's
it's
great is she's got
interesting.
the same URL for everything, you know, that's really good.
Yes.
She's big on Pinterest, which is really interesting. I'm getting
Makes sense. She
Yeah.
would be.
and but Twitter is her big thing, which is kind of interesting to me.
I would have expected Instagram actually.
But she has more followers on Twitter than she does anywhere else. So maybe she started.
So what are we talking about?
Oh, she's
Followers.
actually followed by my wife on Twitter. On
Oh,
Twitter,
get out of here.
it's Mama Maggie is following her.
That's funny.
Interesting.
Look at that.
So Arnold, Maryland. So she says interesting on Twitter. She bills herself as catering service in Annapolis, Maryland, and Arnold is just a little town near Annapolis. So I actually think Annapolis is a
Okay.
better town for her to use than Arnold, because not everybody really knows where Arnold is. But she does her stuff. She's putting her pictures and all her stuff on Twitter. Makes you wonder how well that's doing for. Oh, you know what? The problem is she's not been posting on Twitter for a long time. Forget it. 2020, 2 years off Twitter.
Okay.
Hmm.
Also, never use however in a B2C. Like it's just kind of not a thing.
Yeah. It's like a wasted
Yeah.
word.
However, why is it wasted?
You just don't need it.
Whenever.
Well, no, however, in that particular instance, it just didn't need to be there to make it sound
Food
great.
is love. That also results in obesity.
Exactly. How about the exclamation
Oh,
point?
don't get me started.
He
Sorry.
loves a good I'm here to help.
You know, I just had to ask.
Great. It's the enthusiasm. She's showing enthusiasm.
For anybody writing, if you're ever in doubt, you're in a B2C. And let's remember our definition of B2C versus B2B. B2B means whoever you're talking to can't make the purchase decision on their own. They need legal or procurement or their wife or her husband or spouse or business partner or teenager or whoever. There's somebody else involved in purchasing and making the purchase decision or vetoing the purchase decision. B2C means the person you're talking to can pull out a credit card, issue a purchase order, whatever, and make the decision right there. This is clearly a B2C play.
Yeah.
If you ever have any doubt about whether you should use an exclamation point, I can clear it up for you right now. Don't use an exclamation point. But if you want to achieve the same effect, just put it on its own line.
What about bolding? Would you ever bold something or no? Or italicize? Or no?
Not really.
Okay.
If your writing is strong enough, you don't need.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you had something that was important that was kind of a subheading, you would bold it, wouldn't you?
Depends how much
Possibly.
text. You got a lot of text in that case.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, so that's talk about bearing the lead. That's what she's using in her Instagram.
What's that?
The whole thing about this whole line, might great, busy families, seniors, or this type of thing. And it's way at the bottom, but it is the dominant, one of the dominant sentences in her bio.
Right. So let's see if I can expand this so you guys can see it better.
It makes sense.
Okay, so she starts off, food is not just about nourishment. Every bite is to be enjoyed. Terrible sentence.
Yeah.
And we've changed it to food brings families together. It's care and love. It's comfort after a long day. Notice I've taken a lot of the stuff just from what she says, right? Like after a long day, I've put that in there. Care is right there. It's comforting. So I've just chopped down what she had so that it's easier to read.
But my question in chopping down is, so the headline is bring your family back, and then you've got food brings families together. So is the bringing and family redundant or no in this case?
No, not in this case.
Okay.
So, and for two reasons. One, she's established
Doesn't
the
feel
visual
redundant.
here.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would have had to
Yeah.
establish the visual here.
Got it.
Yeah.
But she's already got it, right? And basically, we're just reinforcing.
Got
Now,
it.
the way that she had it before,
Yeah.
she took it's a long walk, you'd say,
Right.
to get
Right,
back
right,
to there.
Right.
Right? Basically 2 sentences and really 3 sentences because this one is a comma, it's a clause.
Right.
And we've broken that back down to just 1 in 4
Yeah.
words.
Yeah.
I got to
Right.
tell you, I really like this a lot.
Thank you. So I
Thank
leave her
you.
headline as is. I thought her headline was fine, right? And then we do a reduction in cooking terms, right? We make a reduction
Yes.
into
Oh, yeah.
something like with stronger flavor, and then we double. So this doubles down on that, and then
Got it.
this double.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry. This doubles down on that,
Got it.
and then we start layering or stacking the benefits. Comfort.
Yep.
I understand you isn't always an option. And
Right.
the reason we keep busy lives is that we're telling the potential customer, you're not cooking, but it's not your fault.
Right. Exactly.
You're busy.
You're busy.
I take care
Right.
of that for you, right? Remember, it's never the customer's
Yes.
fault that they're in a negative present.
This is really good.
No.
So it's not always an option. And then
Yes.
I don't know what she said about restaurants over here. Like it really went on for a while, right? Oh yeah, she tied them all together, and then and then weakened it with like generally, and like we get out of
Yeah.
that because
And
they're
it's-
not. I mean, you have the best
Right.
the best book about the restaurant industry that you might ever read is Kitchen Confidential by the
Yeah.
late Tony Bourdain.
And
And he has a chapter called I Can't Believe It's Not Butter. And he says, however much healthy olive oil you think a restaurant uses, we use enough butter to shock you in every meal.
Exactly. That's
It's
why it tastes
amazing.
I
so
love
good. They get
butter.
you coming back for more butter.
Yeah.
Bring on the butter, baby.
So they're not as healthy, and they literally can't be. They're industrial meal production. Even in a small restaurant, it's industrialized meal production.
Well, it's also addictive.
Mhm.
So you got to,
Right.
butter. Who wouldn't?
And
like
also
butter
take a
so
stand
much?
on it, right? Basically, this is
But everything's better with
a
butter.
future projection. This is a future projected. What's the phrasing of it? It's a future projected objection
Right.
response.
Yeah.
Right. So basically, this is okay. This is like, hey, honey, whether you're the man or the woman or whatever gender, right? I wanna reach out and I wanna like contact this personal chef and see what she costs. And one of the reasons is that we're busy,
Yep.
and granted,
Mhm.
cooking, it's not always possible for us, but restaurants aren't relaxing, and I want to relax, and they're not healthy.
And takeout doesn't do it for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, if it's takeout, it's still from a restaurant, right?
Right. Exactly.
So she's arming, because this, in a way, this is for a lot of people, this is a B2C, right? But in
Mhm.
others, there's another person that person needs
Mhm.
to convince.
Right.
And so she's actually
Mhm.
arming with an objection response right there. And then a hard break for a little bit of a pause. Like you can't get from here to here if you're reading silently without at least a quarter second pause. A quarter second in a brain is a long time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So then she just doubles down on the
Mhm.
message. I'm here to help.
Mhm.
I'm not, by the way, I'm not
like
in
it.
love with this line. If I had time, I would make this even more punchy and visceral, but she had it already there, more or less. I
Punchy.
forget what she says.
Punchy.
Oh no, she says, "I'm here to
I'm
help."
here to
That's right.
help.
But she had it with the exclamation mark, which we don't do. It's lazy writing to use an exclamation mark. Stop using all these effing.
I'm going
Yeah.
to go through all of the stuff I've written and remove exclamation points.
But
And I'm a
I'm
busy
okay with it
guy.
'cause it
Can I
makes
get
it more
I can
readable.
need an exclamation point remover piece of software.
You do. Yeah, you love the exclamation
I
point.
do, because I exclaim all the time. I'm loud.
Right.
You are an
I
exclamation.
am an exclamation point in human form.
Right. And then she just sort of
I
like
didn't
lays
even
out,
put the
this
point
is
in.
the level 1 stuff. This is
Yeah.
who I am and what I
Yeah.
sell.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
That's her.
she's like, so she's got like lots of things here. She's showing the spaghetti at the wall, busy families, seniors, a gift,
Mhm.
or, catering, besides just personal chef catering stuff, whatever.
Mhm.
But that's fine because she's got her headline, right? She's got her visuals and her warmness, and she's thrown rocks at the enemy and showed them that it's not their fault. And then she's like inserted herself right in the middle with a break or a pause, or at least I have now. I should say she hasn't. I have, right? And then she can like sum it up by, she puts a button on it with the actual, here's like what I can do.
So here's a minor thing, but would you ever go with contractions like I'm here to help, to be friendlier, or you don't bother?
No, I absolutely. I think we talked about this before. Everyone talks to themselves in contractions.
Got it.
Sure.
Yeah. So there's no reason to not use a contraction there. And sometimes you want to use a contraction. Sometimes maybe you don't. This one, I think it's strong either way. I have no problem making it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's
Plus,
good.
I've also used contractions here, right? It's care.
Yeah.
It's
True.
comfort.
True. It's comfort. Yeah. Okay.
So there you go. So that cleans it up a little bit for Letty.
Letty go.
And so even let's like zoom out. I think that's as far out as I would zoom, right? So even visually, if we zoom back out, you can see that she's got a wall of text as the very first thing anyone would have to read. Whereas if someone skims it here, their eye's going to land right here.
Wall of text is true on mobile too. Big time. Big time mobile.
I like it.
So there you go. Now it's broken up. Funny? And right off the bat, I mean, why are we here? Why are we looking at Letty? Well, Letty's going to help us. That's it. That's all we need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, on mobile, Bring Your Family Back is gone completely.
Oh, that's terrible.
The only one is Take Back Your Nights, which is it's disturbing to me because I think that headline is better.
I wonder what they use to do the site.
Right. And then a lot of this, unfortunately, is just repetition.
I'm looking. Yeah. I think that so how about her bullet points? Is there any
secure? How about her bullet points?
I'm curious about her bullet points, if there's value in there.
Oh, there's a typo here. It should be store of your choice, not store of your choices.
The freshest ingredients.
Right. Yeah, these all need help. Well, I mean, this one might be okay. I wouldn't necessarily change this one.
That'd be a great weekly custom by way of meals. Okay.
Yeah. The points are good, but they're a little off subject. Like no garlic or celery, no problem. You need to eat gluten-free, or maybe you're vegan. I'll suggest a menu that fits your family. It just kind of feels choppy.
You could just say custom menus or something like that.
Yeah.
Also, there's a language for chefs and restaurants. I mean, she's basically a restaurant inside a person, right? So, like, you'd say something like, "I source fresh ingredients."
Yeah.
From the store of
your choice.
Or maybe eliminate that entire afterwards and then just create the custom meals or the custom menu thing that goes into the second bullet point, which is about, no garlic, no celery, no this or no that.
Yeah, you get.
No, that doesn't sound bad together, though.
I create custom meals based on your family using stuff. I mean, I think I like the shorter sentences.
I do too. Shorter bullets.
I mean, the caliber doesn't have to be large for a bullet. With fresh ingredients.
Who doesn't like celery or garlic?
I too much garlic really bothers me.
I know I love both, but
celery is good, especially with blue cheese dressing and chicken wings.
Yes.
Go Bills. Eat without compromise. Oh.
And celery juice is nature's big detoxer.
And potato juice is good for your ulcers.
Really? I should have had some of that.
Raw potato. You didn't know you were going to get health tips here on Website Wednesday.
Yeah.
Gluten-free, vegan, no garlic, please. I like that, actually.
And none of our statements have been approved by the FDA.
What with your physician? before
Yes,
attempting
before
any of
making
these
a hard
suggestions.
decision.
This is for educational purposes only. I love
Yeah.
a good disclaimer. I wonder if personal chefs don't have to do a meatitarian.
Meatitarian?
My nephew was a poyotarian. We called him that because he would only eat chicken. For
Chicken.
years, he would only eat chicken.
So
Wouldn't
this
touch
sentence,
bread.
like, I just
I will
take
shop
out
the way you
the
want me to.
right, take out the passive
Now,
Like shop, yeah.
language.
Yeah, make it.
now, Dean, you put meatitarian, but wouldn't it be better to say something more
Carnivore.
common like
Yeah.
carnivore?
This is just a little like copywriter joke. I
It's a
wouldn't
little.
leave it
It's
in.
a
It's just a
little.
little
It's a
fun while we're
little.
here.
It's a little
Yeah,
lighthearted.
whether you're a carnivore or a
This whole
vegetarian.
bullet seems to be, other than the budget.
Budget, maybe. Cost
Yeah,
effective.
somebody said salary with
Budget
peanut
friendly
butter.
personal chef. A budget friendly.
That's good too. Celery with peanut butter is
Yeah,
good
it is
too.
good. We have to get off the food thing, but we're on the personal chef. I do like being, well, see, he's way creative, so that's why he has meatitarian. Now with meatitarian, would you put, you wouldn't put a hyphen in there. That's interesting.
No. Well, there's no
Budget-friendly.
hyphen in vegetarian, which is the root
Sure.
word that it's spun
True.
off from, right?
What about an ice creamitarian? That would be me.
Oh, that would totally be me.
So
It's
budget
bold
friendly.
somehow. I
Bold.
don't know
How did it get
bold
bold?
or
There
not.
must have been bold type in there in the line,
If there was an ice cream diet, I would be on it.
and you would die.
I know. I love ice cream.
I'm
I love
happy
ice
to
cream
create
anyway.
custom weekly by me meal. So this is like meal planning or meal menu. I like the meal menus. Custom. I would just say custom menus. Period. Without going the weekly. Would you really include the weekly, bi-weekly,
No.
tri-weekly? How about once every 4.33 weeks?
That's perfect. Once every 1.433 weeks.
Also,
I'll
this
create
is
a
an
custom
example of
menu for you.
You see how it says, like, I also create custom menus
Custom
to fit
and
your personal
personal.
needs. Now,
I mean-
personal needs is an example of like one of the simplest things to ever fix. It's internal repetition. What other needs could she possibly be talking about other than personal needs?
Impersonal needs.
Right?
Yeah.
You just take out, you don't need that.
Yeah, I get
Needs
it.
is fine. Needs covers
Custom
everything.
menus
It's like
continue.
currently live. Well, if it's live, it's currently
Yeah.
live. And if it's
Yeah.
anything other than currently live, it's not live now, is it?
Yes.
It's
You know, the one thing I've learned from you, Dean, I'm way too wordy.
Yes, you
Everybody
are.
is to start. And I think we've talked about this before. The only difference, I mean,
Yeah.
there's no reason you don't need a copywriter to write most websites, right? The only difference between
No.
everyone else and a professional writer is the professional writer understands that the first X amount that you write when you sit down to write anything is basically garbage.
Right.
The difference is the professional
Right.
writer knows ahead of time, I need to get it out and then throw it away. Whereas the amateur writer writes it and says, well, this was hard, so I'm leaving it.
I have to keep it.
Yeah.
Because I worked hard.
Right.
It's up to the reader to slog their way through to get to the interesting stuff. The personal writer says, I don't like the
Yeah.
fact that there's built-in waste in this system, but that's human nature. That's how people write. Cut it and move on.
That's
Right?
such a
This is
great
why
perspective.
in almost every case, everything you write, a blog post, an article, a long email, whatever, you can usually delete the first paragraph completely and the whole thing is better. Right? Or look at it this way, right? This is, I tried to explain this to someone the other day, and here's how what I came up with. I guess we're kind of done with this lady, with Letty's stuff. But think of any sort of writing you do as going to a faucet, turning on a faucet in your house, like in your kitchen, or turning on a shower.
Okay.
Right? Let's say you want a cold drink of water from the faucet. You have to wait while all the water that was sitting in the pipes as room temperature is pushed out by the colder water coming in from the system, and then you get your drinkable water. Or it's the inverse in the shower, right? You have to wait till the room temperature water in the pipes is pushed through by the hot water, and then you have the hot shower that you wanted. Amateurs figure, okay, I'm going to make someone drink the lukewarm water before they get to the cold water, or I'm going to make them step in the cold shower and wait till the water heats up. And professionals are like, I hate that this is wasted, but it's how it works. And it's not a reflection on me or my writing that literally every human being writes the room temperature water first and then gets the hot or cold that they're looking for.
Yeah, good point. You know what also kind of surprises me, like for me, I know when I'm writing, I'll hit points that just stall me. And so I know that those are spots that I've got to write over again. and it always surprises me that other people don't naturally catch. Yeah, that just doesn't. That's just not smooth. It doesn't flow right. Because I never really thought of that as like a training point. I have always thought of that as like it just doesn't flow right, so it doesn't sound right or feel right, or
I'm a little concerned. I said, "There's this little thing on the mobile. Does it appear on the website? It says USPCA. I looked at USPCA and I was thinking it's the SPCA, but it's the Personal Chef Association.
Oh,
I was thinking
so
are these
to go back really quickly, let's
Okay.
go look at her bullet points and blow those up. So she just used a lot of words,
Right.
and honestly, like, what's the point of like? Okay, this is about. I would get rid of this not a picky eater or picky eater part. Like, I would just spell it. It's not serving anybody.
It's not a.
yeah.
But I really like how condensed these bullet points are now, because you could even be done in larger font to really emphasize her differentiation from others in the area.
Is this our first personal chef doing this Website Wednesday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, basically, you get something like this, right? No garlic or celery, no problem. You need to eat gluten-free. First of all, there should be a question mark here. Otherwise, she's telling them they need to eat gluten-free, or they're a vegan. And I'll suggest a menu that fits your family. And what do we change that to? Eat without compromise. Gluten-free, pescatarian, vegetarian, vegan, no garlic, please, or all fine.
You did go pescatarian. I didn't see you remove.
Yeah, I just changed it a second ago.
Yeah.
Not the poyatarian like my name.
And then I'll shop the way you want me to, organic, sustainable, from blah, 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 on a budget.
No,
I just cut all that down to everything's budget friendly.
Came from. Yeah.
Because we've already given them, you can have what you want the way you want it. So why would we double down on that and then put in budget friendly? We don't need to. Again, it's room temperature water. Nobody wants it.
Yeah.
That's going to be my new thing, room temperature water.
Room temperature
water. I like to figure out an example that everyone experiences every day that I could compare to the like vomit-worthy writing that everyone does at first, and then amateurs leave it, and pros like, I hate that I have to cut this stiff every time, but it's gone. I need to cut it.
Vomit-worthy.
So does the horse lady make you drink lukewarm water?
Maybe maybe she's into like room temperature root beer. Very burpy.
Gotcha.
All right, that's about it, right?
That's great. I am actually going to tag Letty. So.
Sure.
Hey, can we say something about the photos?
I thought we had.
I mean, we really don't talk about the photos other than the color.
She's a nice lady.
I don't. Yeah. I mean, just because the photos are so important.
Yeah.
And to get at least the lighting a little bit. Try to improve on the lighting. So
the easiest way to improve. I mean, get rid of the green in these photos for sure. Like, there's no way around that.
Yeah.
But for these, which are already kind of good, I bet if these had like a black or dark charcoal gray background, they would really pop.
Yes. Or even a smidgen of a little extra lighting.
Or just like framing around them. Yeah.
The lighting.
Yeah, a little framing around them.
Being married to the wood.
But like the fiddlehead ferns, the heads that are down further with the blue background, and they're green. That just doesn't. They don't pop at all or stand out.
Well, I'm married to a wood photographer, so I can give you a lot of feedback later.
Well, that's it for us today.
I just figured
that's Website Wednesday.
We're done. It's written.
It's done.
It is written.
It's in the can.
Yep. It's in the can.
All right.
In the
tomorrow,
can,
we don't have a topic yet. I don't think for tomorrow.
No, we do not.
It'll be
Aren't
open. Anyone who wants to suggest a topic, it'd be fine. No, our guest had a last minute photo shoot, and so let me know about 2 hours ago that he's not gonna be able to make it. Although, if you're watching this and on August 31st, or if you're watching this August 31st and you want to be a guest, we like to talk about marketing and sales topics. And if you want to come on, obviously it's a pretty easy gig. You're just one of the people you don't have to talk much, or you're welcome to talk as much as you want. My email address is right on the screen, dino@creative.com. Let me know. Might be fun. Meet new people.
Remember,
All right,
it's
we're
way,
open. Like we're
We do.
easy.
it's way with an E.
Yeah.
Way
Very
with an
easy.
E.
All right.
If you're listening.
We're way easy. and
Way easy
cool.
and way creative. And
All right. And that's
waiting for you.
All right, folks. Well, that's another Website Wednesday in the can.